It's down to the wire in the United States. Just hours from now, voting will start for the midterm elections. Democrats and Republicans are in their final stretch of campaigning. These polls will decide who will run Congress. The US Congress has two chambers. First, the House of Representatives with 435 seats in total, and all of them up for grabs. A second chamber is the Senate, where out of 100 seats, only about one-third are being contested. The results will set the tone for the next 2 years for Joe Biden's term. If it concludes with a strong Republican showing, it could upend many domestic and foreign policy plans. The midterms are also important for state-level polls. This time, governors' mansions are also up for grabs in 36 states. State-level lawmakers, secretaries of state and attorney generals will be decided as well. Let's also talk about the key issues here. Issues related to the economy have become a top priority for the voters. In most states, the views are divided along partisan lines. Since the 2021 Capitol riots, democracy and election authenticity have come under question. The Democrats have been constantly touting this midterm as a way to save democracy. Abortion rights continue to resonate strongly for Democrats, while Republicans are more focused on current jobs and immigration. Then there are some of the more common issues that flare up in every election season, like education, climate, public safety, gun control. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are not running in this election, but you will see them in most of the visuals coming in from the United States. That's because they're rooting for their party candidates, but the focus, as I mentioned earlier, has been more on the 2024 presidential elections this time.
Today we face an inflection point, one of those moments comes around every 3 or 4 generations. We know in our bones that our democracy is at risk, and we know that this is your moment to defend it, preserve it, protect it, choose it. Democracy is on the ballot. Political violence and intimidation are on the rise all across America. And you remember January 6th, the angry mob that stormed the U.S. Capitol, attacked law enforcement, hunted down elected officials, erected gallows to hang Vice President Pence. Well, West's opponent supported that mob.
Now, Donald Trump has revealed that he will be making a very big announcement on the 15th of November. Remember, he's expected to throw his hat in the ring for 2024 race to the White House. These midterms could be a make-or-break moment for Trump's future.
But not to detract from tomorrow's very important, even critical election. I'm going to be making a very big announcement on Tuesday, November 15th at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida.
The midterms take place 2 years after presidential elections, so it's seen as a referendum on the performance of the current president. However, it's also a litmus test for the opposition. The Republicans, they're monitoring their own base and also how many could change their vote to red in the next presidential election. Now, as for past trends, if we have to go by them, they show that very few voters typically cast ballots in midterms.